Okay, it is officially the off season here in Wisconsin. Today technically is the last day. It's October 31st for handicap purposes, but it's raining outside, so like I said, it's essentially the off season. Um, as of my round yesterday, I'm currently down to a 15.7 handicap, but I'm going to Texas in 44 days for probably about 3 rounds of golf, and I have 1 round falling off that is a 15.5 differential. So my goal on that trip to Texas in December is to actually get my handicap lower than it is now. I do have a simulator set up in my garage, and so right now what I'm going to go is actually kind of take you through what it takes to set that up. So first I have a screen that I have a motorized drop down, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. And while that is coming down, I get my mats ready. I have the Carl's Hot Shot mat with a foam divot strip. So I'll move that over here. I have a monster mat, which I'm actually in the process of selling, but I found out while I still have it, it was nice to put in front of my Carl's Hot Shot mat because it kind of stops the mat from moving. Then I have the Prime Putt putting mat over here, which I'll roll out. And I will say, this is an awesome putting mat. I know you can't see it right now because of the camera I'm using, but this is a great putting mat. I haven't really used it while I'm simulating practice, but it's great for just regular putting practice. Then I take this putt-out putting mat, and I'll roll this one out too, just for a little extra protection. Eventually, I'd like to get carpet or something a little more permanent, or not permanent, but a little bigger to protect everything because my garage is I use it for golf simulator, we park in it, I use it for woodworking, we use it for parties, so it's a very multi-use garage. We watch movies on the screen behind me. So I need everything to be able to clear out when it needs to be open. Then I take these wedge pillows over here, put them behind the screen. Okay, and then while those are going, I'm going to turn my projector on, which is up here behind you. Okay, and then I have some chain link that I go to put on the corner of each side of the screen to kind of keep the screen in place. And then, not last, but coming up, I have these curtains here that I'll roll to kind of protect the right side. Roll that right up to the screen. I have 2 of them just for extra protection, but I do have a TV over here that if I want to watch TV while I'm swinging, I can. But then I have this 3D printed launch monitor stand. Put that right there. My launch monitor is the Bushnell Launch Pro. So now I'm going to grab that, set it up right here. If I wanted to, I do have, camera lost me. If I wanted to, I do have a plug I can roll out and plug that in. I'm not going to do that right now. Then, while that's going, I'm actually going to go to GS Pro right away. And while that's going, I'm going to take this alignment stick here to line up my launch monitor once it's fully loaded. First thing I do before I do that, though, is I actually put a ball down to make sure my mat's kind of in the right spot, or if I need to make any little adjustments. Again, I just have to kind of wait for the launch monitor to finish loading. Camera keeps losing me. So I did have to subscribe to the gold subscription for Bushnell Launch Pro to be able to use GS Pro. So altogether, that's $500 for the gold subscription and another $250 for GS Pro. But I like GS Pro because I can actually play my local courses with some Patreon accounts. So okay, so the Launch Pro is loaded. I'll put a ball down about where I like to hit it. I can see it reads it just fine. So now though, I have a blue piece of tape on the monster mat that I can kind of use to make sure I'm aiming correctly. But I'll use a stick to make sure that it's all aimed and lined up the way I wanted. Now I have the ball down. It looks like everything's ready here. I will just minimize this. And then one thing I'm doing, because I'm reading Wicked Smart Golf by Michael Leonard, and he mentions that a lot of shots you should focus on are 125 yards and in. Like I said, I'm at 15.7 handicap, so I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. But one thing I really want to focus on are those 125 yards and in shots. So one thing I want to do with GS Pro is actually go to their Operation 36, which I believe starts at 25 yards and goes from there. So my next video is actually going to be doing a round of Operation 36.